Hi guys, welcome back to Daily Dreamer. Thanks so much for coming and hanging out with me for a dream or two. I don't know how your dreams have been, but mine have been off the hook lately. Grab your coffee and let's discuss a dream, shall we? All right, so I wake up, come to, and I am in the middle of a pirate ship, a huge floating pirate ship, which is really cool. Super excited about it. There's a whole bunch of us, and we're all filing down these stairs. And we get downstairs and there are desks, like wooden desks. And I know that anytime that I see desks, I am there to learn. So I immediately grab the first one, sit down, and join all the others. As I happen to look over, I happen to see a line of other people that are not joining class. It looks like they're in line speaking with an entity, and the entity is hearing their complaints, maybe, with nothing but compassion. There is one particular person there that is just going off the hook, though. He is angry. He is frustrated. So I ignore that and I go back to class. Well, we are each given a blank scroll, and we are told that we are to create our own map of the universe. Okay. Super excited for me. Everyone just starts writing. Well, I'm a writer naturally and in real life, and so I didn't want to write anymore in my dreams. I wanted a visual. So I was told to create a visual storyboard of my creation of my universe. So that was kind of cool. When we were done, we were free to get up and leave or stay after class or do whatever you do when, you go to school. I got up because I knew exactly what my universe was going to be. I walked over to the gentleman who was still in line complaining, keeping everyone from moving forward behind him. So I go over to him and I convey a thought. What's the problem? The entity stands there with just a smile. And the gentleman is complaining about how his map did not give him what he wanted. And so I look over at the entity who apparently already told him. All he had to do was change it. Well, he couldn't because he decided to write it in, I guess, permanent ink, marker, paint, I don't know, whatever, but he didn't think that he could change it. And so he wanted a new one. Well, he only got one. So he was a bit frustrated on that and conveyed his frustrations. But nevertheless, so after all of this and the entity just standing there hearing his woes, I just kind of looked at the guy and I said, well, start over. And he says, I don't know how to start over. How do you start over? I said, I don't know. And then it dawned on me. So I looked at him and I grabbed his piece of paper, scroll, if you will, and I turned it over. And it was blank, so he could start again. But then he kind of gave me this look like, well, he didn't think that he should have to start over again. I guess you can't make them all happy, huh? Anyways, at that point, I was whisked back to consciousness. It was a short dream. It was a great dream. But what on earth do you think that supposedly meant? Well, I'll tell you. What came up for me in meditation was kind of cool. It's something I think you'll like. Stay tuned. This one was so interesting. There were so many things that came up. But the first thing is it talked about child consciousness. What is child consciousness? Well, child consciousness is the consciousness or the conscious level that is an awareness that is held by you. When a child is born, they come in with a clean slate. They are completely innocent of everything. All their wonderments, all the love that they hold, they know nothing else other than just pure innocence. They don't know anything bad. They have no fear, no pain. They only wake up just to see how they are going to embrace the day and learn to move forward. That is child consciousness. Well, we live on a child planet. We are all children running around here. But some of our children are hanging on to a past trauma, lots of past traumas. There's doubts, there's worries, there's fear, all from a past that was ages and lifetimes ago. They're no longer even around, but yet we're still holding on to them. We hold on to the past, and thus we relive out these moments that no longer benefit us. And what does that do? It just recreates the trauma for you. We have become a playground of children that seem doomed to sit in their negativity and their worries, doomed for a permanent time out. And I don't know why. We're not being taught how to manifest the good parts in our lives that we want. That's part of the problem. So when I was shown this map in my dream, a map that was on a blank canvas, and I was told to create my world. How do you create your world on a blank canvas? How do you find your way to the treasure? Well, I created my vision board, and I invite you to do the same. So how do we do that? Well, I'm a visual person. So for me, my thoughts were a way of, visualizing my way to my creation. Yours could be words, but follow along, hear me out. You can write a story, an alternate story of how you would actually want your life to be. So if you sat for a moment and you wrote down all the things that you could have or that you want in this lifetime, what would be on that list? Consider it a wish list. What would you write down? Would you want, pure love from someone who doesn't have any hang-ups? Do you want financial freedom? Do you want, to not worry about things? What would your wish list be if you were to be able to create a map of the universe that you feel you deserved? Well, I'm inviting you to do this because in the end, I'm going to show you how powerful your thoughts really can be. You see, thoughts become things. Thoughts have their own frequencies. And most of us are only thinking of things that we don't want in our lives. Then we get upset because these very things that we don't want in our lives keep showing up over and over. Well, the reason is because this keeps happening because the universe aims to please. The universe does not discriminate. It doesn't know what good or what bad is. It just strictly responds to your thoughts. So for example, say you have a job interview and you wake up and you say, I don't want to be late for this job interview. What you're really saying to the universe when you keep saying that over and over is that, universe, give me the reasons as to what may happen to cause me to be late. That's what you're really saying to the universe. And it's going to respond in kind. So guess what? You go through your day and you find out, oh my goodness, I got 5 minutes. I got to get out of the house. Get out of the house. You realize that, you trip your way to the car. Okay, that caused just a little delay because, you got to run in your stocking or something. Get in the car and you go and guess what? Now there's a traffic jam. Traffic jam hems you up. Okay, but just for a moment, now you're worried. Now you're really worried that you're not going to have enough time to get to that job interview. Well, guess what? As soon as you get out of that traffic jam, you decide to go ahead and speed up. Now you get pulled over from a cop. Now you're really worried because now you got to deal with the speeding ticket. So are you going to be late? Don't know. But your panic increases. And guess what? The more passionate you become about not being late, the more the universe will make it happen for you. So the more passionate you become, the universe tries to deliver even faster for you. So the passion increases in the delivery of your manifested thought. So that's why you got to be careful in why you choose your thoughts. The universe is working it's working to manifest your wishes as fast as it can for you. Sometimes that delivery is faster than Amazon Prime. What you need to do is you need to change how you focus your thoughts. You need to focus on how successful the outcome of that interview will be. Focus on how wonderful and clear the weather is going to deliver for you starting out to that job. Or maybe the starting wage being higher than you thought it would be. You have to change your thoughts around. Your life is a physical manifestation of what goes on in your mind. Kid you not. Here's the deal. Sit down. Write down all the things that you no longer wish to see or experience in your life. Now, on a separate piece of paper, I want you to go ahead and write down what you do want to see. Is it that self-starting business? Is it financial freedom? Is it that big promotion? Maybe it's wanting to meet someone who doesn't have any demands about themselves. Write down or visualize the wants that you desire. Can you see them playing out in your head? Can you see giving yourself and living a life that is free of worry and guilt? Imagine it. Then keep on imagining it. Because what's going to happen is that Your mind is going to shape the very things that you are perceiving. And the more that you focus on the things that you desire, the universe is going to make it happen for you. There are 2 rules, though, when you play along this way. And until you can completely understand this treasure map, if you will, these are the 2 rules. One is that negative thoughts are going to weigh a bit heavier for you. They are a bit stronger, okay? Because we have been stuck in a world of worry, of doubt, fear, everything. It's a worry zone. So this isn't going to disappear overnight. So you have to stay strong in your thoughts, at least until you can get centered here. The second is that until you're able to fully understand how you can manifest your thoughts and manifest moments, that there is going to be a time delay in your request. The reason so is because of the fact that say you want a unicorn, the universe decides, well, okay, I'll give you that unicorn. It's going to give you just a little bit of time so that you can change, realize, or maybe reassess your thoughts to better suit you during your request. Because maybe you just didn't realize how big that unicorn was going to be, or the piles of waste that you have to clean up afterwards, So until then, there is a little bit of a time delay between you and your manifested thoughts. Doesn't mean that you should give up. What you have to be able to do is align yourself with your inner child. Then you will start to see things happen almost immediately, almost in miracle mode. And why is that? Well, it's because you're tuning into your heart. And what lies in your heart, folks? Love, compassion, bringing that passion to a level that is incomprehensible for anyone to understand if you're not in tune with yourself. And we know that the universe always likes to deliver faster when the passion is more so. Let's also understand that just because you don't understand something doesn't mean that you should automatically reject it. I mean, come on, most of us don't understand how magnets work or what electricity is, but we still enjoy the benefits of it, don't we? So, I mean, what do you have to lose? What do you have to lose by trying this? A life filled of torment that you still have? Then by all means, more power to you. If you don't want to try it, that's cool. I get that. The reasons our souls seek out this physical experience to begin with is because we have the intense desire to grow and expand ourselves. An experience drives our souls. We seek out these physical experiences, and even though we know that the challenges will be intense and that they will be somewhat overwhelming to the individual and extreme, we choose our own physical experience. But we are not destined to keep those choices if they are not working out for us. We are free to change. We are free to choose. Okay? We are free to choose another way, but you have to choose to also change your ways with that. The first thing that you need to definitely change are your thoughts and your old beliefs. If they're not working out for you, you have to let them go. And awareness, the entity, tells us, don't believe him if you don't want to. Go ahead and question it. Explore it. Doubt it if you want, but try it out. Question him. Discover it on your own. Discover what your truth really is. So by all means, put it to the test, if you will, and try it out. Especially because it comes down to your own personal growth. The secret here is to create the form, the thought. You have to create the thought and then hold that thought. It's really important. You have to hold the thought because the thought will attract to form. It's the object of attraction, law of attraction, if you will. When you're able to understand this law of attraction and manifest your thoughts to better serve you, only then are you able to truly help yourself and thus being able to truly help and serve others. The law of the universe states, what you think you attract. And you may think, well, I didn't attract what I'm complaining about. I didn't attract that accident I was in. Well, I didn't attract the grief that I struggled with. But you did. It was by default of your past traumas that we never took a moment to address because maybe we didn't know how. It was by default that we became stuck in our minds and we were never taught how to deal with or move on or become unstuck with the negative issues that we experience on a daily. We were never taught how to deal with it, to be able to let go. And so by default, we attracted each and every experience that we went through and that we are going through. I know most of you out there say, well, I'm a realist, I've got to be because we live in a world that demands realism. Okay, I get that. So here's realism for you. On an average, we as individuals have about 60,000 thoughts a day, okay? And it's going to be impossible for you to stay constantly aware of all those thoughts all day long, okay? That's realism. So guess what? I was given a secret. I was given a shortcut because they know me. I'm a to-the-point kind of girl. I don't want to go the long way. They gave me a shortcut. And this is where the fun starts for you folks. Grab your crayons. In the beginning, your map is blank. And at first, it may seem like work. But this is where it does get easier. Okay? And it does get easier to monitor your thoughts and your visions on your map, if you will. And here's the shortcut. It lies in your feelings. We have feelings. We have good feelings. We have bad. And you know the difference because one makes you feel good and the other one, well, you already know. I mean, the bad ones, they always make you feel depressed, anger, rage, torment, guilt, etc. You name it. And those feelings always have their bad frequencies, the bad vibes, if you will. The good ones are the ones that make you excited, elated, joyful. They make you smile. They make you laugh. Those are frequencies that are of higher vibration, if you will, and they serve you on a higher level. It's when you can celebrate the good feelings that you attract what you desire. The universe is only going to respond to the frequencies that you're emitting. So which frequency do you want to put out? Our feelings are feedback from the universe to ourselves. They tell us whether or not we are on track with what we are desiring. And if you emit the bad feelings, the universe is trying to tell you, hey, you're getting a little off track. So don't worry about controlling your thoughts. Tune into your feelings. Because if it makes you happy, you're automatically, by default, will be resonating at a higher vibration. This is why I keep trying to tell you guys to tune into your emotions. What you are feeling and thinking, it creates your future. Take, for example, falling out of bed, stubbing your toes, and then generally the whole day seems to just spiral out of control. You haven't even left the door yet, and all of a sudden it's a bad day. We're just going to keep emitting that out there in the universe, of course, It's going to give it right back to you. And this is the problem. No one is aware of their emotions. No one is aware that they're the ones causing it. You are not aware yet that a simple shifting in your emotions will change that vibe for you. The frequency that you continue to hold, the feelings that you hold, that you put out, even if the things that you desire are not there yet, the love, the prosperity, the good health, the promotion, you are going to attract it because the nature of the universe will eventually correspond to the music of your soul. And that soul has feelings. That's what it's responding to. Your song, your inner feelings, it's going to manifest it for you. Okay? So no matter what thought you may have had in the past, once you become aware, you are able to actually undo the damage that those thoughts are causing for you simply by shifting your feelings. So if you stub your toe, embrace the moment of pain, but sit for a moment and go, well, okay, obviously the universe wants me to take things a bit slower. Turn that thought around, turn the feeling around, okay? Awareness, entity, only indicates and suggests things for you, okay? These practices, they become stronger within you, and it serves to to better you as a person for yourself. Okay, and he's only suggesting this because, well, he wants everybody to be true to themselves. Awareness asks that you not sacrifice yourself to the idea of this, okay, that you not believe it. In fact, he wants you to question it. He asks that you not bow down and worship it, but just only if anything. If you don't want to do that, just serve one another in all that you have for love and compassion, okay? Because that is how you yourself will spiritually grow. Past traumas are not your fault, folks, okay? But your healing is your responsibility. Cosmic awareness tells us that at the time of passing over, and what we call death, each and every one of us has one and only one question that we are going to have to answer. How many have you served? And how well have you done it? We all need to take a moment and consider exactly what our answer is going to be, okay? What have you done for yourself? How have you served yourself? How have you been able to serve others, okay? For in serving yourself, you're going to be able to serve others, all right? You're going to help us all find love and compassion for ourselves and for each other. Thus, the higher vibrations then start happening. So have fun with your new treasure map. You are the masterpiece here, okay? You are the master of your own destiny. Take those crayons and get scribbling, all right? You are the Michelangelo of your life. You're sculpting an absolute piece of art so that you want to be careful in your thoughts that you create, because your masterpiece has no imperfection, folks. Don't get back on that treadmill that has no power, all right? Those are for the people that are sleeping soundly and still have no desire to change their ways, their old beliefs. And that's the secret. That's the secret that no one, especially the rich and the elites, they didn't want you to find out. They didn't want you to find out the secret thought of will and manifesting them into your own reality. So when you're feeling down, folks, put on some music that's going to lift your soul. Think of good things that bring you a smile, because nothing will be able to penetrate that unless you allow it to. And by default, then you've created a treasure map for you to find the gold at the end of that rainbow. Winston Churchill once said, "You create your universe as you go along." But having Cosmic Coffee with Jody says that 5 minutes a day with your inner child and having wonderful thoughts, that'll make it come true for you. So folks, until next dream, thanks so much for joining me for the Daily Dreamer. Many blessings to you.